Good morning. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
A Del Rapids woman went to great lengths to stop a man she calls a sexual predator. As a young girl, Taylor Mommer was sexually abused by her father. Craig Worm is now in prison thanks to her determination.
Prosecutors had made a plea deal that included a short term in prison. Mommer went to the judge and told her there would be other victims. After hearing Mommer's testimony, the judge sentenced Worm to 50 years in prison.
He's very manipulative. He's very good at lying to people and hiding who he truly is. And that's scary. You can't have someone like that out. You just never know. You know, he convinced an entire group of people, myself, any of my family, anyone who I knew that I had talked to or confided in over the years. Everyone thought that he was a different person.
Mommer says she was only able to keep going with the help of her family and friends. She is now advocating for other abuse victims trying to wind their way through the emotional struggles and the legal system. Multiple agencies in southwestern South Dakota were called to help battle a blaze on the Pine Ridge Reservation. The Interior Volunteer Fire Department says it happened just after midnight Wednesday morning in Wanblee. Crews arriving on scene found a building engulfed in flames.
A resident in the area shared these photos and video of the scene. In them, you can see smoke and flames shooting from the building. You can also see the building suffered major damage. Firefighters were able to stop the fire from spreading to nearby buildings. No one was inside at the time of the fire. A company that handles medical waste is suing Sanford Health, accusing the health system of delivering a human torso concealed in a plastic container.
Monarch Waste Technologies filed the lawsuit in North Dakota. Court documents claim employees from Healthcare Environmental Services, which is a subsidiary of Sanford, staged photographs to make it look like MWT was not maintaining the treatment facility. The lawsuit also accuses HES of cutting off its water supply as part of a negotiation tactic, which would have put human lives at risk. MWT is also accusing the company of not making payments. Monarch Waste Technologies says these actions have damaged its reputation in the medical community. KELOLAND
News reached out to Sanford Health for comment. In an emailed statement, Sanford says it denies any wrongdoing and will defend against Monarch's claims. The health system also says it will file its own claim against Monarch for its failure to fulfill services.
Now let's get a check of our weather with meteorologist Scott Munt. Good morning, Scott. Another hot day?
Another hot day. Temperatures in the 80s and 90s for highs. That will cover central and eastern KELOLAND. Cooler in western South Dakota with temperatures in the 70s. We'll continue to watch our scattered storms across western KELOLAND, and I would say mainly dry conditions across eastern KELOLAND. I think that will last through Sunday, and then better chances for rain will try to arrive around the holiday. More details on your forecast with Brian coming up.
Thank you, Scott. An Augustana professor has earned $1.2 million in funding for her research studying milkweeds.
She's been working on this project since 2016, looking into the impact weather has on the plant, and is passionate about teaching others about biology.
One of the reasons that I applied for this grant is because we can actually teach students the most cutting edge methods and technologies because biology is changing so rapidly these days. And so here at Augie, students will learn a lot more about computational biology, which is a field that is growing exponentially.
Over the course of the 5-year fund, she plans on partnering with middle and high schools across the state to assist her in the research while also educating undergraduates.
The lure of summer fun at the fishing hole. That's what this story is all about.
We caught up with 4 buddies who are catching fish every day and remind us all of a simpler time.
It's super fun because you never know when something big's gonna bite.
The boys eat breakfast and I guess ice cream sandwiches before heading down to the fishing pond for 3 to 4 hours every morning.
Meanwhile, Sioux Falls police will take on Sioux Falls Fire Rescue in a penalty kick shootout during halftime of tomorrow's community soccer match. While warming up, Sioux Falls Police Chief John Toome gave Leo the therapy dog a shot at goalkeeper. Police say they have been getting some tips from some Sioux Falls City FC players.
The match is at 6:05 tomorrow night at Bob Young Field. Player jerseys will also be auctioned off, with the proceeds going to Call to Freedom. And after helping Chief Toom train, Leo will also be at the event.
That's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, weather here as we get into the weekend forecast. A lot of typical summer talking points. We've got highs today into the middle and upper 80s. Even a couple of 90s will show up. Sioux Falls could get close to 90. The rain chance, I think, will come back to the Black Hills. You're going to see that right here, 4 o'clock. 5 o'clock in the afternoon into eastern Wyoming. We could easily sprout up rain that direction. And then I would say going into the forecast tonight, most of the rain will be in Nebraska. So we'll kind of cut that to the south and see these temperatures here primarily in the 60s tomorrow morning. Then we're right back into the warmth. Will we see a few more cells farther north? There are still some indicators trying to pull that leverage a little farther north. So we'll include Sioux Falls in that 20% category. I still think, though, when we look at the weekend, there's your alignment of rainfall Friday night. See how Nebraska is definitely more included with that. And then some of this fires up and then moves into Iowa and Illinois. So those are areas that will benefit from this weekend pattern. If you're looking for rain, I just think a lot of it's going to go south of us. But next week, then this thing kind of regroups again, and then more rain's going to come out of the northwest. And so I imagine there'll be some of this around the upper Midwest and northern plains. It's just kind of linking up over the driest areas. That would be nice to do, but we're still a few days out. But keep watching around the 4th or the 5th of July for that. 90 today, Sioux Falls, your Ketherland live Doppler HD forecast. Numbers into the middle 80s tomorrow and Saturday. We could be back to the 90s, though, Monday, Tuesday, right as we start to entertain that next system. If we can gather enough humidity, too, and starch in the atmosphere, we'll spike a couple thunderstorm chances in that time window. So I would kind of watch that a little bit more. Aberdeen, too, that's where we're going to consolidate our rain chances. Days 5, 6, and 7 as we play out the weather. Look how the numbers go down. Day 7, we're starting to see more evidence behind some cooling. So I know it's kind of hot there as we start the month of July, but even for Pierre, we hit those 90s and then we start to fall off again. And we might even get more 70s back into Rapid City. That's been easy to do in the month of June. And I think we're probably going to repeat that again into early July. Check out details with the weather online at KetherLand.com.